Rogers, and this is the Cuisinart Mini Prep Processor. It's great to do little handy food prep tasks at home every day. It's 3 cups. It has a really nice, generous work bowl, so you can do things like a small batch of guacamole or tuna fish or chicken salad. It's perfect for chopping nuts, herbs, onions, and also making small batches of purees also, or something like a hummus. So this is your lid, and this little piece here has to be engaged in the side, and that is what allows you to operate the product. If it's not in place, this will not operate. So that's something to keep in mind. The other thing that's nice about the lid is it has, so let's go ahead and make a recipe. Today I'm going to be chopping some herbs for, this is almost like a little marinade that you could use to chop chicken or fish. So it's really simple and easy to make. First we're going to chop the herbs. And the other thing is that if you hold your finger down on the button, it will run constantly. If you just press and release, you'll be pulsing. And you see how quickly that chopped the ingredients very finely. So I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper and a tiny bit of salt. And I'm going to show you how to add the oil while the machine is running. Have Thanksgiving every year, so I know how much work it is to put Thanksgiving together. And this is a really quick and easy, no-cook cranberry relish. First we're going to put in our S-blade, because we're going to do some chopping, and we're going to put in the sugar, along with our orange zest. And this is a really cool way to do this. You just put on the lid. I'm actually going to use the flat cover today, so you can see how that gets used. So we're just going to pulse. It says for like 45 seconds, but we're going to just, now I'm going to put it on until I see the peel being totally incorporated. And see how beautiful orange that turned? And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to add the cranberries. Now these happen to be frozen. Just want to get those in. I'm going to put in my orange slices. The thing I like about this is that this is a dish that is so quick and easy to come together. The last item is the walnuts. I just want to mention that we toasted them to get some extra flavor out of them. We're just going to put those right in the top. Put the flat cover back on, twist it and turn it to lock it into place, and then we're just going to pulse. Depending on how you like your cranberry relish, just keep an eye on the process. I like mine really, really smooth, but let me show you this. I'm just going to show you how consistently this came out. Look what a beautiful cranberry relish we made in minutes. And I have to tell you, when I do Thanksgiving, you're cooking for days. So if you can put together something like this just in seconds, and you have a beautiful fresh cranberry sauce with, you know, a nutty flavor and a little citrus on it, it couldn't be easier to help you in the kitchen by having a great food processor at your side. Hi, I'm Mary Rogers, Director of Marketing Communications with Cuisinart. This is the Cuisinart Mini Prep Plus. It has a beautiful, elegant stainless finish. It's 4 cups. The work bowl can go right in the dishwasher along with all the removable parts, so cleanup is really easy and simple. It has a really nice work bowl handle. You can remove the entire bowl mechanism off the base like that and put it back on, lock it into place. It has a smart power auto reversing blade. You basically mount the blade inside, put the lid on, put your ingredients in, put the lid on, and when you press chop, what happens is the blade will spin in the direction of which the sharp side will touch the food. You should only use the chop feature when you're doing soft fleshed items. Use the grind feature when you're doing hard items like nutmeg, hard Parmesan cheese, even peppercorns. You could also use that for lots of other things. You can also use the 4-cup Mini Prep Plus to make a small batch of tuna fish or even salsa, maybe some pesto. It comes in really, really handy for everyday food prep tasks. Hi, I'm Mary Rogers, and this is Cuisinart's brand new 8-cup Elemental Food Processor. Has a little bit different shape in the front. It's tapered on the sides. Also, you notice the buttons, they're made out of a soft touch material. You have high, low, here you have off, and here you have pulse. So you have a lot of variety in the speeds and the functions that you can use. There are 3. Then the other thing that comes with your food processor is this chopping blade. It's great for mixing, pureeing, kneading dough, all of the traditional types of things that you would do in what we call the bottom of this work bowl. You'll notice that I took the lid off really easily with one hand, really easy to operate. And in the front here, that's where your integrated lock is. Has a feed tube here. The bottom of this feed tube has little teeth on it, which are great for like gripping food where you're going to do any slicing and shredding, and also has a little hole there, which is great to use when you want to add any kind of liquid into your bowl while your machine is running. So it comes in a nice selection of colors, and like I said, it's a nice size, generous enough for entertaining, and also compact enough for everyday use. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make a really quick and easy Caesar dressing. So let's get started. First thing that we're going to do is open our lid. I'm going to put it over here. And you notice that it stands upright, and the great thing about that is when you're using your slicing disc or your chopping blade, in order not to get your counter dirty, you can lay them right in there. So I'm going to just put the garlic in, and I'm going to put the lid on. I could have actually dropped this through the feed tube with the machine running, but it's going to turn that on. Turn it off, and then what I'm going to do is, you notice how really quickly it include the wide mouth feed tube. We just remove this by pressing the button, and it's expandable by moving that little lever. So what happens is when you go to slice and shred, you could put a whole potato in here, whole tomato, any type of fresh fruit or vegetable, and you have to do very little prepping in advance. So we just lock that back down in place. The other thing is it has an induction motor, so it's really powerful. So some of the accessories that come with your 7-cup food processor is first the S blade. This is your chopping blade. You do anything from mincing garlic to chopping herbs or onions to making any kind of spreads or even things like meatloaf mix. Always lift it by the hub. Never touch it by the blade. The last 2 items that come with your food processor, one is a spatula, and it has a nice flat edge on the side, and that's really great at incorporating items. I'm going to show you how to use that. We're going to use the flat cover today and the chopping blade, and we're going to make a pecan blue cheese spread. So first we're going to add the pecans, just like this. We're going to put the lid on, like so, and then we're going to pulse. And when you first start using a food processor, we always tell consumers to make sure they use the pulse feature because it gives you a lot more control over. Hi, I'm Mary Rogers, Director of Marketing Communications for Cuisinart. This is the Cuisinart Mini Prep. It's a really great product. It's all stainless housing with black accents. The work bowl is 21 ounces. You can chop nuts using this. You can do virtually any small food prep task. So if you need to chop nuts to make a cookie dough, or you want to chop some onions for a salad, or you want to make a small batch of salsa, or you want to make a vinaigrette or a little bit of pesto, this is a great product to do that. The lid comes off just by twisting it, and on the side here, this is what will engage your safety interlock. And when you do that, the machine will operate. The lid is removable. All the removable parts go in the dishwasher. It has 2 small holes here, which you can use to make a vinaigrette. If you pour oil in there or any kind of liquid, it will slowly drizzle into the work bowl. This is the chopping blade. It's very sharp on one side. The sharp side should be used for doing chopping soft foods. You also loosen this, remove it, turn it over, and put it back on. And the dull side of the blade will be on the outside. That's you're going to use when you're chopping hard items like nutmeg or Parmesan cheese or even peppercorns. Just slip that back on, put on the lid. Has 2 paddles, low and high. It's a really versatile machine. You can use it every day for any small food prep task. It's a very generous size, so you'll have plenty of room to be doing all your family entertaining, but it's still a nice small footprint, so you can use it for every day too. So you'll notice it's got a nice square base, and it has what we call paddles to operate. So here, this one, you press it down, it's on. This one is off, and if you press and hold this one down intermittently, it would be for pulsing. So, has a nice smooth finish. It's stainless steel on the outside. Has a lid that you remove by twisting and just pulling it off. It's really simple and easy to operate. This is your feed tube, and there's also a smaller feed tube inside, which I'm going to show you how to use a little bit later. And you can actually drop things in through the feed tube like garlic, or we're going to do garlic and jalapeno, and you can actually have the machine running, and it's a very efficient way to chop up garlic and some other items. The other thing is that it's great if you want to add liquid very slowly. The small feed tube has a small hole in it, so if you want to make vinaigrette, you can just pour the oil directly into the small feed tube. Or if you're going to make mayonnaise where you want to slowly incorporate any kind of oil, it'll just drip through the feed tube directly into your bowl in a very consistent way so that you get a great finished mayonnaise or a vinaigrette.